Good afternoon. First of all, let me extend a very warm welcome to all the speakers and all the participants to the International Climate Summit 2021. The theme of the event is Powering India's Hydrogen Ecosystem. In the morning, we had the inaugural session and we had very useful inputs from the various speakers. I attended the event and I was physically present there, but all these sessions today, they all are virtual sessions. We have a very impressive lineup of speakers, but first of all, let me start by thanking PSG Chamber of Commerce and Industries and Dr. J.P. Gupta, who has taken this initiative to convene this summit and invite me for moderating this session. The theme is about ecosystem, and financing is a key element which supports the ecosystem. The line of speakers, as I said, it's a very impressive line of speakers, and they will be presenting their ideas and views on them. So I would not like to impinge upon what are they going to say. But as a practicing banker who was very actively involved with the financing of the renewable energy projects in the country, I would like to share some of my experiences, how it happened. And to begin with, talking about the solar energy, in 2009, it was the beginning of putting solar energy plants in the country. And in 2011, our Honorable Prime Minister, who has launched the National Hydrogen Mission in his Independence Day speech on August 15, he was the Chief Minister at the time when he had the courage and the guts to award PPA for solar power at the rate of ₹15 per unit. So which was unheard of in 2011. But the point is that somewhere some beginning had to be made, and country had hardly any installed megawatt power, solar megawatt power. And today, when we speak, in 10 years, country has installed nearly 40 gigawatt solar power. So in 10 years, huge progress. And in the last 3 years, tremendous progress. And our Honorable Prime Minister and the French Prime Minister, they were instrumental in forging the International Solar Alliance. Why I'm mentioning that the commitment at the topmost level in the country is to push the green energy and position India at the forefront of this revolution which is happening. And today we heard that green hydrogen, that is the new thing, and a lot of action is happening. One key difference which I would like to point out, again from my experience, that for the solar energy, it was very many young entrepreneurs. If we look at Acme Solar, or if we look at Renew Power of Suman Sinha, Avada Power, or many others, And these were the young entrepreneurs who were supported by private equity. Initially, the traditional or legacy bankers were reluctant to fund these projects. But as the confidence grew and they demonstrated their capability to put the projects in time, the banking system also started becoming comfortable. And today, the State Bank of India, which I was heading as chairman till about 10 months ago, it has emerged as the major financier of the renewable energy in the country, and mainly solar, and have forged an alliance with the World Bank also. Their program is being run through State Bank of India. But this time today we heard, and I've been reading in the newspaper, that the large corporates who are late entrant in solar energy, now they are talking about skill in solar energy and have grand plans, but in the last 5-6 years, that was not the case. But in the case of hydrogen, it seems to be a bit reverse in the sense that the large corporates like Mukesh Ambani of Reliance Industries, Gautam Adani of Adani Power, and the Indian Oil Corporation oil marketing companies, and the other companies, NTPC, which are the power major. So all these companies have shown huge interest in the hydro. So when we have a push from the highest levels of office in the country, from the government, and we have the interest from the private sector, I have a feeling that going forward, we in India would be able to put in a proper ecosystem in place. And financing, as far as financing is concerned, the private equity and the government funding support initially again may have to play a critical role. For the banks to provide project finance, what they need, again, I'm drawing from my experience of financing the solar projects. What is needed is the proper offtake agreements. If there's a proper offtake agreement and there is a visibility of stable cash flows, and if the banks are convinced about the credentials of the promoter, their intent as well as capability to execute the projects, then I don't foresee a problem in finding the funds. We have a lot of international funding available. We have a speaker from EBRD. We have a speaker from World Bank. So all the multinational agencies and the ESG investors, the tribe is growing. So international funding would be available, private equity will be available, domestic capital from the large corporates is available. And then there is no reason that banks would not be looking at the projects or the components of the ecosystem which needs to be financed. The only thing which lenders or the domestic lenders have to be convinced is about the commercial viability. And I'm sure that the mission which has been set up, 2030 and 2045, these are two very relevant dates. But in 10 years, if we have made so much progress in renewable energy, there is no reason not to believe that in next 10 years, same type of results and progress can be made in putting the India's hydrogen ecosystem in place. So these are my just setting the context and the opening remarks. But as I said that we have a very impressive line of speakers. And now